What are we doing? Do we care? Do we care? What up, y'all? It's your girl, Phoenix Novell, and thank you. It's another Musicians on Gigs episode, and thank you for tuning in. This one is called How to Stay Fit and Healthy on Gigs. I know way too many artists who lose themselves. You know, it can be a very unhealthy lifestyle, but you can also maintain a high level of standards for yourself. There is no definite guaranteed result that you're not going to be able to maintain health and wellness. There is a predisposition to losing your balance because of the hours that musicians usually keep. You know, we're usually working from like 8 p.m. to like 4 a.m. Sometimes earlier, sometimes later. But like remembering when I was predominantly in live bands, 7 days, 6 days a week, 5-6 days a week, and how our schedules were generally. It was like from 8 p.m. I started to get ready. By 9 o'clock, usually the shuttle bus was there. I was in a taxi to the gig, and I was probably pulling off my wig and taking off my eyelashes about 2-3 a.m. in the morning after that gig. So I'm going to use my experience as a guide when I talk about this. There is a level of discipline that you need to have. Again, this lifestyle it's entertainment. You know, the boss isn't looking at you to stay in line. The boss is looking at you to have a good time, you know, and to seem happy and to entertain and to be social. So you got to be on, you know, as a party person, you know. So it's kind of weird when you think about what a regular 9-to-5 requires of you. We're getting paid to party and perform and to make people spend their money and enjoy and buy more drinks. And with that being said, sometimes you're being showered with these drinks and people want you to come over to their table and sit and take pictures and eat and all these kind of things. And sometimes you don't even have to spend a dime of your money. This is where it gets a little tricky because a lot of stuff is free for us. You know, we're getting the free room and board usually. We're not paying for these drinks. We're not paying for the food. Customers are giving us tips a lot, you know, and then we're drinking with them. I don't drink myself, you know, so I've luckily been able to kind of like maintain the integrity of my organs and my blood level and my well-being and my, you know, I don't get drunk or whatever, so I don't really lose my sense of morals and standards. Not saying people who do, but like usually their inhibitions are lowered and they find themselves in questionable situations. Sometimes not even remembering what happened the night before. But the way that I've seen artists who do drink a little and who do socialize and enjoy a little bit of leisurely activities with customers and clientele is they know when what their limits are. You know, they know they know what they can drink, and they know what they shouldn't drink, and they know how much of this they can have, and they know if they touch that third shot, it's a wrap. The ones who have maintained a level of pretty steady high level for themselves and survived, as well as myself, what I've noticed that we all pretty much have in common is that we have a routine where we will say we're going to go to bed around this time. We're going to still maintain what we've done when we were at home before we were gigging and on tour and on the schedule of the performing artists. There's meditation involved. There's yoga involved. There's taking time for yourself. If you're a singer, especially like me, there was just periods where I just did not see anyone or talk to anyway. One of my off days, if I work 5 days and I was off 2, was just for myself, where I didn't talk, I didn't call anybody, I didn't get up and go out. I just pretty much just enjoyed my rest and relaxation, so that I still felt like I had a part of myself that belonged to me and only me, and that I was nurturing by just being, okay, not running about doing anything. And if I only had a 1 day off instead of 2, then I made sure that from this hour to this hour, I had that time to myself. Where if I wanted to take a hot bath, if I wanted to get a massage or something like that, or just bathe in the sun or sit next to the pool, do something where I was kind of like very much in my own world. Because this kind of lifestyle can suck you in, and a lot of people don't understand or know how to separate that lifestyle from who they really are. And I'm not gonna lie, I've made a lot of friends performing, and a lot of people who I would hang out with, just like, oh wow, we're really cool, we have a lot in common. That happens a lot, when you're a traveling musician. So I'm not saying that you can't meet others, and I'm not saying that you have to be on all the time, but you just have to maintain some time for yourself. How do you stay fit? For me, most of the time, if you're working at a hotel, they have gyms, and we usually have full access to them, not necessarily all 24 hours a day, but like we can usually use all of the amenities. We can use the pool, we can use the gym, we can use the steam room, we can use the sauna, there's so many things that you can do, and not even only that, but like now there's a lot of equipment that you can just have with you, that you can carry with you. Resistance bands give me life. That's real talk, so no matter what, I always made time for myself to actually be able to do some form of exercise. Now, being on a stage, if you happen to move around a lot, it's a lot of cardio going on anyway, but like overall, there is just a little bit that you want to do for yourself in your room or in the gym to kind of maintain and stay toned, and stay fit, to the level of your comfort. Because sometimes you're not always in charge of the free food that you get as an artist. You can't always say, oh, well, tonight I want steak. No, sometimes your free food is very different from what the customers and the paying patrons have access to for money. So if you happen to be on a gig where they freely give you what they would also have the customers pay for, kudos to you. But the problem with that comes in you knowing how to maintain moderation. Because again, knowing yourself, knowing what you can eat, how many times you can eat it, when you should eat it, maybe after this certain time you should stop eating, period. When you've had enough and when you've overindulged. So my advice is to discipline yourself in a couple different ways, and that comes with the food you eat, that comes with when you eat, maintaining a certain kind of exercise activity and schedule that happens off stage. If you happen to also be bouncing around on the stage, don't think that that's just going to be my exercise for the day, because that doesn't always burn calories. And sometimes you can burn calories, but you're not really toned, you know what I'm saying? And so you're flabby or whatever. You're not fat, but you're flabby or something like that. So maintain some kind of system, a system that you can maintain and follow. And even if you're working at night and sleeping during the day, don't just sleep all day and then get up before the gig. Sleep for a while and then say, all right, from this time, it could be 1 hour a day. From this time to this time, I'm going to be running, or I'm going to be in the gym, or I'm going to get a massage, or I'm going to go to the sauna, or I'll use my resistance equipment. And then, do what you got to do. Also, fasting. I found fasting to be a really, really good thing. If you need to detox, it's really hard for people who drink or smoke a lot, because for them, that one day is just like, oh my God, withdrawal. So that's why I advise everything in moderation. Because if you know that you need to kind of like go through a period of detox, it'll be harder if you're always drinking, or you're always smoking, you're always partying, and you're always in this heightened, or always eating. That one day that you have detox isn't going to be enough, right? It's going to be hell to get through. And then if you feel like you need 2 days, it'll really feel like torture. So don't pace yourself before you get to that point of being so addicted to this pattern that you've set in place that's detrimental to you and not giving you the results you want. make sure that you're in a place where you can actually say, yeah, I don't want to do this every day, because if something happens and I need to detox, it'll be even that harder. Pace yourself. Pace yourself in all things. Whenever you find that you could possibly be overindulgent in something that is working against you, then it's time to scale back. Even if you say, I'll have this once every 2 days, or I'll have this once a week, or I'll only go over to that table with that customer who always likes to get me drunk on the weekend. Something where you're not necessarily isolating yourself from the lifestyle outside of performing and doing your thing and getting off stage, but what you can do and what you need to do to kind of like center yourself so that it doesn't become all too much. I have unfortunately seen quite a few artists lose themselves. It's an easy thing to do, because when we're entertaining people who are working usually 9 to 5s, and they want to come to us to enjoy the night. And with that and that lifestyle sometimes comes hard drugs as well. And you get too close to the wrong people, you find yourself spiraling down a rabbit hole, and it's not always the easiest thing to get yourself from under. So this is my advice on how to make sure that you stay healthy and live a healthy lifestyle as a traveling artist, because there's a shelf life when it comes to this business. You're going to hit a time, who knows when, where it's just like, I don't want to do this anymore. And you want to make sure that you have financial security in place. You want to make sure that you're mentally stable, and you want to make sure that you have had a blast when you've done it, more than a lot of regrets and shoulda, coulda, wouldas. It's your girl, Phoenix Novell. Thanks for tuning in.